A warm-up for your run can include 5 components: core activation, mobility exercises, personalized exercises, running drills, and striding. In this video, I explain the reasons for this sequence as well as touch on other warm-up routines like breathing exercises. More importantly, I also share how to prioritize this routine so that you know what to do when you have 3 minutes to warm up versus 30 minutes to warm up. Now you might ask, does it even make sense to spend so much time, 30 minutes, on warming up? And the answer is sometimes yes. This is because there are different types of warm-up strategies beneficial for your running, and I'll briefly cover some relevant research findings as I go along. However, if you want to pick up the latest science within a few seconds, go check out my team's platform, ALLWin. We present the latest findings in the form of quizzes and research summaries so that you can save time on keeping up to date. If you are a fellow physio or trainer, you can even generate leads by answering the questions on the platform. For those new here, this is Jing Zhi, founder of ALLSET, a physio and personal training company. Let's get into it. Step 1 of your warm-up is core activation. This is the first step because you want to utilize your core for the rest of your warm-up as well as for your run. Sample exercises include dead bug, bird dog, bear crawl, and lizard crawl. A consideration is that you want to select exercises where you move your limbs while engaging your core, simply because you'll be doing that when you run. So while you can make use of static planks, side planks, and bridges as progressions, you ultimately want to move on to things like shoulder taps, runner side planks, and marching glute bridge. The other consideration is that if you only want to do minimal warm-up before you run, make sure you prioritize this step, core activation. For example, my go-to exercises these days are hip car and lateral lunge, simply because it works on my mobility and requires me to engage the core. It's also done standing up, which means I can do it while waiting for the lift, sometimes in the lift, and I usually can start running soon after the lift door opens. Speaking of which, steps 2 and 3 are mobility exercises and personalized exercises, which includes exercises prescribed to you by your physio. Sometimes these two groups of exercises overlap, but essentially, in order to keep running injury-free, you need to do a bit of such exercises a few times each week. If you're already doing it in the gym as part of your strength and conditioning routine, these exercises may not be as much a priority when you're warming up for your run. Of course, this varies on a case-to-case basis depending on what exercises you're talking about, the run workout type, and what the purpose is. But to give you an idea of what mobility exercises are, a few common ones will be arm swings and rotations, hip rotations, leg swings and rotations, and ankle rotations. One thing to note here, if athletic performance is important, a research recommends you to reconsider doing dynamic stretches after a run warm-up, and another research recommends adding dynamic activity post-stretching. Links to those papers in our article, which can be found in the description. Once again, for the latest on the topic, feel free to check out our platform, allwin.co. With that, we come to step 4, running drills. And this is a natural progression for mobility exercises. For example, the grapevine is a form of hip rotation and thoracic spine rotation that's more similar to running. And lateral skips are a progression of lateral lunges. The list of such examples goes on, so if you like a detailed walkthrough of running drills, let me know. I might just do a video on the topic in the future. For now, the important thing to note here is whether you're ready for some of these drills, specifically the plyometric exercises that research has shown to be beneficial for your running. Not everyone can, for example, skip clockwise and anti-clockwise on a single leg safely, especially if you're on the heavier side or you had a knee injury. So the takeaway here is that drills should be programmed to suit your capabilities. And if you're not sure if you should try something challenging, it's always safer to do an easier regression as part of your routine. This is because you can always work on more complex movements in the gym before integrating them into your run warm-up. Lastly, we have step 5, striding. This is usually done after running drills for you to translate the skills from your drills to your running. For example, while striding, you might want to focus on staying light on your feet, running tall, keeping your shoulders relaxed, jabbing your elbows back, etc. Apart from that, striding is a useful way to recruit your fast twitch muscles, which is important not only for run workouts, but also if you want to combat effects of muscle loss that comes with aging. Ways you can do your strides include going from slow to fast within a 30 meter to 200 meter span, as well as progressing from 50% to 90% effort across a few sets of 30 to 200 meters. Make sure you start off easy, especially if you're not done strides in a long time. If you ever feel a slight muscle pull anywhere, even on a low intensity set, make sure you err on the side of caution. This might mean you need more strength and conditioning, or that your body is not entirely ready in that day. It might hence be wiser to proceed on to the next set and shorten your run warm-up. Eventually, by listening to your body, you learn how to determine the intensity as you go along. Before we conclude, just 2 more things. Firstly, if athletic performance is your goal, you might want to check out research that found that inspiratory muscle warm-up improves running performance in distance runner, and another research that states sub-maximal specific warm-up should warrant consideration. Factoring in these 2 warm-up strategies make the above routine even more elaborate, so I've left them out. But if you're looking for improvement or just want to try something fun, feel free to take your warm-up to the next level. Secondly, a consideration for how long your warm-up should be is the type of run you'll be doing. Now that you know the purpose of each exercise in your warm-up, it's up to you to decide what your routine should be. My personal take is to do a longer warm-up for my key sessions, i.e. intervals and long run, and this is partly for physical performance and partly to prepare myself mentally. However, I'm always optimizing my own routine, so let me know what you think in the comment section below. Last but not least, feel free to reach out to me if you think personal training might be beneficial for you. Otherwise, till next time, take care.